Among Us is one of the biggest games at the moment, having grabbed all sorts of audiences. You got your hardcore gamers, your casual gamers, your board gamers, people don't even play games. Everyone knows about this game. But just in case your son sent you this video and you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me run it back for the Sheilas and Sherrys of the world. Among Us is a strategy game developed by Inner Sloth, where a group of people are popped into a spaceship with a bunch of different tasks you must all achieve in order to fix the map you're on. Each of these tasks can range from rearranging wires to downloading pirated copies of Stuart Little 2 for you and your crewmates to watch. But everything isn't all sunshine and rainbows for you, as there is one big old naughty boy among us, hence the title. These imposters are supposed to blend in with the rest of the crew while trying to kill the crewmates and sabotaging different systems on the map to make chaos reign for everyone around them. So as the kills happen, anyone can report a dead body they've seen, even the imposters who did that killing. From there, everyone is brought together to a meeting to start their witch hunt of who the imposter could possibly be. Everyone questions one another as each person tries to recall what they saw and if there was anything suspicious seen. There are options to vote off anyone who seems like their story isn't quite adding up, but also allows the option to skip in case the team doesn't want to get rid of the innocent little gamer that's just bad at explaining why they were staring at the map for 30 seconds. So how do you win the game? Well, if you're a crewmate, you can either all complete your task or vote off all the imposters in the game. Now, if you're an imposter, you can either kill enough to where there's an equal amount of imposters to crewmates, or sabotage certain systems before the crew can fix them in the allotted time limit. There is such an interesting dynamic in each game. I played with a varying amount of skill levels, and for the most part, once you've gotten the hang of it, there's really no skill barrier for anyone. You can play with a group of friends or complete strangers, which it's definitely more fun to play with friends, as the randos are gonna vote you off because you made the color brown and they think it's funny to say, poo-poo did it. It's probably gonna keep rising in popularity with an eventual fall off, but Hollywood is probably already trying to get their gears moving on how they can make any popular video game into a terrible execution of what a CEO thinks is a video game. So let me do it for you.
Watch me. I'll do the fingering. Go on.
The Alien franchise is bad now! The Alien franchise is on life support after attempts at an expanded lore that were Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I actually kind of like Prometheus for what it's attempting, but why can't we go back to the original roots of the franchise? The first Alien film is one of the best horror films ever made, as it puts the crew into an isolated environment as a xenomorph slowly evolves more and more, trying to kill off each of the crew in the process. It's such a simple but well executed concept. You have nowhere to go and you have no knowledge of what the killer is capable of. Sound familiar? That's right, these two properties go together as good as a PB&J. Let me paint the picture for you. Alien Among Us would start with a crew of 2 or 3 people on a cargo ship transferring humans in cryosleep. At the very start, an alarm goes off and BAM! There's a malfunction in one of the rooms with several people waking up having no clue what happened except that something was sabotaged. They carefully brake to try to sort this out, and boom! Power's out and the crew has to go solve that. But oh no! One of the crew members is nabbed along the way. When they eventually find the body dead in another room with no trace of who it could be, they all come back to a meeting room to discuss where each of them went and anything they saw. This can repeat over and over as long as the film would need. Meanwhile, 1 or 2 of the crewmates are facehuggers that can control bodies that they have murdered and taken over. They can have any of the deadly weapons we've come to expect from a xenomorph. As this goes on, each one of them can accuse each other as they find more information on the ship. Like for instance, the alien rigging the comms to send a fax that Joe Schmo had some suspicious activity before he got sent out on this very trip. You could also frame it as the final meeting between the remaining crew members and the imposters, then the movie slowly interweaves back and forth on the events that transpire to get where we are right now. Or maybe it could be a sick plot twist where the ones that were originally in the ship were the imposters and got these humans to accuse each other and have them all on edge. There's so many possibilities. Any scriptwriter could make such an interesting sci-fi thriller. Why do I think this works? Well, for one, the Alien franchise desperately needs to course correct back to the fear of isolation and the unknown. The reason Alien works is because it only gives you a little taste of the xenomorph throughout the film. Xenomorph ain't no flues. You gotta earn it to see this smoking hot bone. It isn't actually the monster that makes me scared. It's the anticipation of what could be in the dark. It's this air of mystery created by having the audience understand the same amount of the crew that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Having you, the viewer, play a guessing game of who the evil imposter could be is such an amazing vehicle for tension. I kinda envision this being like 12 Angry Men meets Alien, with it being mostly a dialogue-driven film, with it really selling the weight of deciding to accuse someone. To be honest, 12 Angry Men can't capture the youth the same way Among Us would. Just think of the massive audience you'd be getting by adding the Among Us concept to a decently popular property already. You'd be pumping in a new and young fan base that would then go back and check out the other entries in the series as well. I mean, I'm basically printing you money.
I gotta do it, man.
Realistically, a cast like the one from Alien will suffice, but I'd throw out names if I were casting like Daveed Diggs, Stephen Yeun, Sasha Lang, Logan Lerman, Isabel Merced. Really, you can pick anyone you want. You can have absolute no names in the Alien franchise. As for director, yours truly, Hizzy Hay, could herald this project with no idea how to make a film whatsoever. For my actual pick, I think Leigh Whannell would be perfect for this concept, especially fresh off the intensity he brought directing Invisible Man. So yeah, make this happen. I want to like Alien films again. I really adored the first one. It's one of my favorite movies ever. And I want Among Us to not be taken by an animation studio and made 10 years after its cultural height and relevance. I'm looking at you, Angry Birds. That's the video. This was built off a series Nakey Jakey used to do, Games That Should Bang. I thought it would be fun. I've been thinking of a lot of concepts that should really be molded together and create a little love baby that's a masterpiece waiting to happen. So if for whatever reason you haven't heard of him and you're watching this video, check it out and give the original Hot Boy some love. I've been working on other videos, but I'm in the process of moving right now, so I haven't been able to get a couple things that I want to get together for my setup to make a couple videos. I have some fun and spooky videos planned for October because I know all the little ghosts and goblins eat that stuff up, so stay tuned for sure. Thanks for checking out this video. For every sub and like button pushed, I'll play one more game of Among Us. That's right. So come on now. Don't be a stranger. Feed my addiction, baby.